militia members seem undaunted. They march in the streets, openly supporting the alleged plotters and condemning the governor.
This governor tries to control us, trampling all over our God-given individual liberties.
The militia doing security today is missing 2 of its members, the Knoll brothers, who are charged as part of the kidnapping plot.
Militia members are being arrested and stripped of their right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. And I can't speak for all of them, but I know 2 of them because 2 of them have stood right beside me at these very events. And I feel a heck of a lot safer when they're around me.
Free the Knoll!
Yeah, free the Knoll brothers, exactly. Whitmer's still walking around. What are you talking about? Hey, careful. You guys say that out loud. They're going to try to arrest you for attempting to kidnap her, too.
Thank you. And now we're going to have a powerful message from a powerful lady that most people have gotten to know over the last many months. She has been fighting. She has been part of the recent Supreme Court case that helped us all show that the governor was unconstitutional in her actions. We all knew it, didn't we? We knew it from that first rally there on April 30th. We said, you got to say no, and then this is unconstitutional. Open your doors. We've been saying it. Open your doors. Businesses, stop forcing people to wear masks in your business. Open your doors. Let's have freedom reign. And Miss Katherine Henry is one of those people that has been fighting for us every step of the way. So let's give a big round of applause. She's going to come speak to us right now about all of the latest and greatest that Governor Whitmer, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and all of these different groups trying to hold us down are doing, okay? So she's going to give us an update. Give her a big round of applause.
Yeah, Katherine!
I love you too, Mike. Don't worry. Where's my other mic? You're my number 1 mic, always.
For now.
No. Oh boy. All right, guys. It is very exciting to see this many people out here fighting for our freedom today. I just want to make sure, can you guys give yourselves a round of applause for being out here? That's lame. Let's give yourselves a round of applause for fighting for our freedom. That's a little bit better. All right, so, man, what is happening in Michigan today? Even the microphone doesn't even want to hear about it. I tell you what, we're living in a world right now, or in a state right now, where our legislature passes bills that require people to wear masks, like they did on April 30th with Senate Bill 858 when they came out of the House chambers and told us, oh, no, you guys should be thankful. This is great. We just voted to not extend the state of emergency. Yeah, that vote was never taken. I'm thankful they didn't choose to extend it again, but they lied to we the people because they were in there voting to do things that would make us wear masks and do all kinds of other stuff. In fact, they were trying to codify 29 of our governor's executive orders way back then. That was our Republican-led legislature, by the way. The same legislature is a legislature that is trying to prohibit people from going to work when you might have a fever, a muscle ache, a sore throat, the simple things we're used to here in Michigan, up north where we have cold weather. That was a big part of House Bill 6032 that they not only passed, but the governor signed just 2 days ago. Did you guys know that? Well, we need to care enough to put them in their place and reverse all this garbage. We're also living in a state where the Secretary of State seems to think she could tell us that you can't open carry on Election Day at the polls. I don't know about you, but the last I checked, the United States Constitution still carried a right to bear arms in the Second Amendment. And we wanted to make sure that right was secured here in the state of Michigan, so we put it in Article 1, Section 6 of our state constitution. I don't think the Secretary of State understands that despite being a licensed attorney who practices in constitutional law, as she claims, that she is bound by the same oath of office that every single other person who works in our government is bound by. So she has to uphold the U.S. and Michigan Constitution, whether she likes it or not. I don't care that she's afraid of our guns. We have a God-given right to defend ourselves. I'm not giving up that right. I wasn't planning on open carrying at the polls, but guess what? Guess I am now. We live in a state where our governor issues 192 executive orders in 1 year so far. Hey, there's my friend I haven't seen in a long time. Put that into context. Since 1993 through 2019, 26 years of governors in Michigan, they only ever issued 605 executive orders total. Of those, only 25 of them had anything to do with executive emergency powers. So then fast forward to 2020, and Whitmer far surpasses that amount of orders with her 192. Last I looked, about 181 of those were all about COVID-19. Because clearly we all need a mommy to take care of us here in Michigan. My mom's a Democrat, but I'll love her a lot more than I love Gretchen Whitmer, I'll tell you that. This governor, with these executive orders, tries to control us, directly violating the separation of powers, trampling all over our God-given individual liberties. And even after the state Supreme Court on October 2nd says, nope, you're done, she tells everyone across the world, hey, by the way, the people of Michigan are still bound to follow my orders for at least another 21 days. It was a total lie. That's why she secretly, over the weekend, was having her attorneys cook up some motion to file with the Michigan Supreme Court the following Monday to ask for an extension so that their precedential effect of their order that they, or their opinion that they issued wouldn't go into effect for another 28 days. Well, obviously I didn't agree with that. Luckily, the legislature and the plaintiff in the case also didn't agree with that. And so with our responsive motions being filed in the court, the following Monday, they came out and said, yeah, no thanks, Gretchen, we're done, bye-bye. Unfortunately, along the way, though, what we've seen is that judges have been failing to decide cases based on the simple, clear principles of our state and federal constitutions. I don't know about you, but I'm getting sick and tired of hearing government officials and attorneys and judges tell us that we, the people, are too stupid to read the Constitution. That we, the people, don't understand because there's hundreds of years of jurisprudence and case law. Last I checked, the only people that were authorized under our Constitution to make laws were in the legislature. So no more listening to these judges and justices. It's time for us to hold all of them accountable. But let us not forget that, well, when Gretchen didn't win her way, she was also secretly trying to bridge the gap of her powers by utilizing the public health code, where she's now had the director of the Department of Health and Human Services, Robert Gordon, issue several orders to do exactly the same things to us that she was trying to do to us under the executive orders. In fact, the interesting thing is, just like how the Supreme Court declared that old Gretch was violating the Emergency Management Act of 1976, one of the very laws she claimed that gave her the authority. Here too, Robert Gordon's orders don't actually follow the public health code provisions that he's claiming give him the authority in the first place. In fact, if you guys haven't read those laws, I'm going to ask you, please do so. They're not very long. The one that he's using is MCL 333.2253. The one that all those local health departments are using is 2453. They're not very long at all. And I'm of the opinion this is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And we the people know how to read. Unfortunately, our legislature doesn't, because they don't read the bills before they vote on them. But I want you to read those because I want you to be able to assert your rights and be able to tell a business or an apartment complex manager or a variety of other people you might encounter when they say, oh, you have to do this. It's the law. It's in an emergency order. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services says so. You might want to tell them that's not what the law says. This is what the law says, and it does not allow them to force us to wear masks. It does not allow contact tracing. It does not allow any of that other garbage. And I want you guys not just to take my word for it. I want you to read the law, and I want you to read the Constitution, because I know you can, and that's the only way we, the people, can maintain control over our government. But we're unfortunately also in a situation where we have the local health departments not only trying to require masks to be worn, but also they're out there trying to close our Christian schools. Locking up the doors, claiming that there's COVID outbreaks where there is not a single positive case of COVID. They are liars. So we're going to see those cases pan out in court. But no matter what, we're not going to lose faith. In fact, unfortunately, as I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have some really cool friends here with me today. I have my militia friends here because the more I fight for freedom, the more I've been getting death threats and all kinds of other crazy fan mail.
We're the violent ones!
Yeah, we're the violent ones, right? Yeah. And so I know I feel safer when my militia friends are near me, because while a well-regulated militia is necessary in our government, right? Pretty sure it says that in our state and federal constitutions too. Unfortunately, though, one of the last of the big topics we've seen recently is that militia members are being arrested and stripped of their right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Even a Republican-led legislature, the Speaker of the House, the Senate Majority Leader, of course our governor, we've seen them out there talking as though these men have already been convicted. They haven't even had their trials begun yet. And I can't speak for all of them, but I know two of them, because two of them have stood right beside me at these very events. In fact, I think two of them were there at the Capitol on April 30th. Is that right, Phil? Yeah. Two of them were there on May 18th as we were down at Rosa Parks Circle having a rally for our freedom. So I can speak for at least two of them, and I could tell you that those are some of the kindest, most caring, responsible people that I've really ever met. And I feel a heck of a lot safer when they're around me.
Free the Null!
Yeah, free the Null brothers, exactly. But I could tell you what, I don't care what any of those guys have done as far as what the court of public opinion is trying to do, what the mainstream media is trying to do to them. Because I could tell you that no matter what you're charged with, not a single one of you would ever want to be locked up and thrown away without ever having your day in court, without ever having your right to properly defend yourself, without ever having that opportunity to be presumed innocent until the government has done their damn job and proven that you're guilty. Whitmer's still walking around. What are you talking about? Hey, careful. You guys say that out loud. They're going to try to arrest you for attempting to kidnap her, too. So in the midst of all this chaos, we, the people, need to remember a few things. Number one, God gave us our rights, not the government. In fact, governments are instituted among men to protect our blessings of life, liberty, and property. Anytime you need a reminder of those words, just check out our Declaration of Independence and remind yourself of what we have fought for all these years. Our government, this is something that I think everybody has taken for granted because, quite frankly, I didn't even let it sink in until all this craziness started happening. But our government cannot act at all unless the Constitution gives them express authority to do so. Not a law, because there's a lot of laws that are unconstitutional, like the garbage they just passed this last week. No, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. And if the state or federal constitution does not give the government the right to act in a certain way, that means they can't do it, period. I don't care who they are. I don't care what political party they belong to. They need to answer to we the people. Now, on the flip side to that, this is a very important point because I've had thousands and thousands of people that have been reaching out to me since April to ask me for help. And a lot of the times I'm concerned because the question is framed something like this. Yeah, I'm really getting anxious about what my local health department is trying to do or what my local sheriff is trying to do or something like that. And I want you to tell me, where does it say I have the right to do X, Y, Z? I don't care whatever right they're trying to look for. Let me tell you this. We, the people, like I said, we get our rights from God. We don't get them from the government. We do not have to ask for permission to live our lives. We also don't have to prove that we have a right to live our lives. We don't have to prove anything. In fact, if there's one thing, I tried to tone back all the citations I normally give in my speeches to statutes and constitutional provisions. But if there's one of those that I could leave you with today that sticks in your mind, I want you to give you a provision that's in both the U.S. and state constitution. Our U.S. Constitution, it's found in the 9th Amendment. Our state constitution, it's in Article 1, Section 23. And what that says is that God gave us a whole bunch of liberties. We didn't intend that our Bill of Rights or anything like that would be the exclusive list of all the freedoms that we can exercise without government interference. No, in fact, what that says is that we have a whole bunch more rights that are unenumerated, and it's the government's job to ensure that we can still exercise even those unenumerated rights, unrestricted, undiminished, unabridged. So don't think you ever have to prove that you have the right to breathe fresh air or not wear a mask. Don't think that you don't have the right to just simply exist. Those are God-given liberties that the government cannot take away. So I'm going to leave you with this. What can we do at this point? Number one, arm yourselves with knowledge. Because unfortunately, people on both sides of the political aisle are trying to destroy our freedoms. I would say little by little, but it's a lot by a lot these days, isn't it? So study the US and Michigan constitutions. Seriously. Read them. If you go to my website, restorefreedomkh.com, there's a resources tab, and you can print them off. The US Constitution, the Michigan Constitution, study them and know them. Number 2, don't believe everything the government tells you, although in this crowd, I'm guessing I don't have to twist your arm to convince you of that one. Do not let any government official take away your rights. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to say that, I support every single law enforcement officer in our country, I only support those that abide by their oath of office and recognize that we have God-given liberties that their job is to protect. So do know that there are those law enforcement officers and government officials out there that forgot their oath of office. And they will try to do what they need to do to stay in power or to take away your freedoms. Do not let them do that.
Vote them out! You want it.
And even before you vote them out, don't let them take away your rights in the meantime. Stand your ground. Support businesses that are respecting of our freedoms. Seriously, we need to stick together. We need to be able to support the businesses that are out there not requiring us to wear masks, not taking our temperature before we go in to buy something, not asking for our every move to be recorded in a book to be turned over to the health department. Support them in every possible way that you can. I'm going to ask you to go to school board meetings, go to your local township and city council meetings, go to Senate hearings and other hearings at the state capitol. Is it boring? Heck yeah, it is. But I can't do this all alone. I need you guys to step up and start doing this. Do this in your local communities. Do this in county situations. Do it in statewide, even in federal situations. I'm asking you guys, be involved because you can make a difference. The more you are a thorn in their side, the more they will start to be pressured to do the right thing. Also, I want you to let your constitutional sheriffs, those people on these school boards or city councils that are doing the right thing, let them know that you support them. Let the public know that you support them. People like Sheriff Darleaf down in Barry County, one of the best sheriffs I have ever had the pleasure of ever meeting in my life. Let them know that you are there for them and you support them. But of course, I wouldn't be Katherine Henry if I didn't say, make sure to sign the Restore Freedom Initiative petition. We have booths here. We have people in the back and we have people over here. My friends all the way from the east side of the state are over here. That constitutional amendment is going to, honestly, to fix this all. It was great that we got 500,000 signatures for the Repeal 45 petition, but that didn't really unlock us, did it? So, let's make sure we're making a long-lasting impact. Let's make sure that government officials are going to be held accountable. Did you know that with this constitutional amendment, when it becomes part of the Constitution, that if you are a government official and you are intentionally violating the Constitution, that's going to be no more something you can hide behind immunity for. That's going to be a misdemeanor on the first offense. And if you are intentionally violating the Constitution, the second offense is a felony and you're immediately removed from office without the need for 1.2 million signatures. Not to mention you'd be prohibited from ever holding public office as a state or local public official ever again. Let's do what we need to do to secure our freedoms, guys. This is a scary time unlike I have ever encountered, ever heard of any time in our history. It's time that we stand up and we, the people, take back our government.